We're going to Caracas, Venezuela to meet Norbeliss.
Hello, my name is Norbeliss and I live in Caracas, Venezuela. I'm a med student and this is why I know that life can be fragile sometimes, and which is why I want to live it to its fullest. And I've always liked the modeling world and working online, and right now I'm working as a freelancer at a content writing company, both as translator and project manager. And I know this is very different from my medicine career, but I like it a lot. And well, I live with my parents and my brother and my grandma, and well, my life has been filled with good and bad moments, and I think that's just part of life. I consider high school to be a bad moment for me because I also had a bad relationship at the time and I didn't have the best friends, so that's a bad time for me. But now I consider to be in my highest height. I got into the university and I realized how close-minded people are on high school and how open-minded they are and accepting in college. So that made me grow a lot as a person. And I also started working a couple years ago, so that also made me a lot of more independent, and I don't have to depend on anyone to be happy. I think my passion is makeup. I don't do it professionally, but I love experimenting with it. It's amazing how you can just grab any palette of color, whether it be neutral or a colorful palette, and just mix up some colors and put it on your eyes, and you can create beautiful looks with it. And I know many people believe that makeup is just a way of hiding your imperfections, but I don't see it that way. I see it as enhancing your imperfections, because everyone is imperfect. We all have things that we would like to change in ourselves, and makeup is just a way of enhancing and maybe changing a bit of your appearance just to have fun. So I like modeling and I like taking pictures both professionally and for myself. So I usually rehearse poses. And I want to dive into the commercial modeling industry, but well, I hope I can achieve that this year. What I value the most in a friendship is honesty. I don't want you to compliment me when things are going good. I just want you to be there when things aren't going good. And I want to have a deep connection with you and understand why you do things and why you don't do certain things. I don't like just a chit-chat conversation. I want to have a deep conversation and understand your mind and your passions and discuss those things that make you, you. No one knows what the other person is going through. So maybe you have a friend that looks very happy, but in reality you don't know what they're going through. And I think kindness is important because we have to be empathetic with people. We have to show them that we care about them, about their life, and not just that we're there because they're happy. That's not how friendship works. And well, we have to be kind with people. So the thing I like the most about myself is how courageous I am to achieve my goals in life. I know that if I'm passionate about something, I'm going to be driven to accomplish that thing that I want in my life. And what I don't like about myself is something that many people tell me, that I'm too skinny. And for many years, I always thought, oh my god, I'm just too skinny. I have to eat more, I have to do something to stop being so skinny. But I realized that's just the way I am. And even though I eat a lot and I do exercise and all of that, I just don't gain weight. And that's how I am. And that made me really insecure for many years, but now I just embrace it. I just buy things that fit me perfectly, and I don't really think much about what everyone else thinks. So Well, I've gotten many pieces of advice in my life, but I recently saw a series on Netflix and there was a phrase that really caught my attention that said, "Why settle for a duke when you can have a prince?" So it means that why do you have to settle for things in your life that you're not content with just because you don't want to aspire to something else? So why stay in a relationship that you don't want because you're afraid of being alone? Why stay in a city that you don't like because you don't want to travel somewhere else? And there are many things in life that you can't just change if you put an effort on that. One is Falling by Harry Styles. It's just about a breakup and the person feels lost because of the loss of the person they loved. And it talks about heartbreak, but in such a beautiful way, and with the piano, it's just amazing, that song. And I also love If the World Was Ending by J.P. Sachs and Julia Michaels. It's about a couple that broke up, but they say in the song that even if the world was ending, they will be together, even though they know they aren't meant for each other. And it's just beautiful because you know you shouldn't be with that person, but you still love them and you love who you are with that person. So yeah, those songs are just amazing. So me and my boyfriend have been together for 3 years now, and we met on the first day of college. So we were in the anatomy auditorium and he was sitting on top of the stairs and I was just going up, and he was there staring at me and I felt a bit uncomfortable, so to break the ice I just say hi. And then he said hi and I sat right above him, and then a team of people were like there and they were telling us, "Hey, can you move down so we can all sit in a row?" And I was like, "Okay, it's fine." So I moved down and I sat next to him, but we didn't speak in the class, so we were just there and he was staring at me. And then we left the class and, well, we then spoke with each other on WhatsApp, and we knew we were just meant to be together because we just clicked perfectly from the first instant. So my best memory has to be with my boyfriend, and it's about the first time that we said "I love you." So we were at his house because it was his birthday, and we just looked at each other's eyes and said "I love you" at the same time because we both felt it at the moment. And my worst memory has to be with my ex-boyfriend. So I found out that he did something really bad and he didn't even tell me. His sister told me. And in that moment, I just knew that our morals didn't align with each other and the relationship had no future. So love means devotion, affection, honesty, and freedom. Honestly, you can't have love without one of those things, because first you have to be devoted to the person, you have to be loyal to them, and make sure that they're your person for your life. Affection, well, you can't have love without being affectionate with someone. I love cuddling and I love having little kisses and little hugs. Well, freedom, you can't say you love someone if you don't let them be. You don't let them be with their friends or go out with their family or do what they like the most. You have to make sure that you give them the freedom to go and do what they like, but without being disrespectful for you. So I think that's what love is all about. Well, I'm not against dating apps. I think they're a great way of meeting people, but I think they should be more restricted. Sometimes guys will send you unsolicited pictures just because they can and because they don't know who you are. So I think they should have more restrictions on what you can send and more information as well about the people entering and creating profiles on those apps. Technology is very important for me and my family because I have a lot of family members and friends that are outside my country. So the only way of having contact with them is through technology and video calls. And so in that way, it brings us together. But it also isolates us because we all have been in situations where we're at a party or a family meeting or a reunion and people are just on their phones, and while they're being close to those people through their phones, they're being separated from people that are physically with them. So I think both statements are correct. I think the biggest problem is greediness, because we live in a time where people just look for ways to make more and more money without thinking so much about who they're hurting in between. So a clear example of this is influencers, because they are known for recommending products to their audience, and most of those products are sponsored. So it's kind of a weird situation, because there are cases where influencers don't actually use the product or don't believe in the company, or maybe they haven't even tried it and they're just recommending it to their audience just to have a sponsored product and make money off of it. And that's really bad, because you're telling someone to buy something that you love, but in reality you don't try it. I remember when I was a kid that my favorite thing to do was to play at a swing set. So now that we have one here, why don't we play for a bit? I also think sometimes about my grandparent picking me up from school. It's just nothing fancy, just him waiting for me there on the top of the stairs. And I don't know, that just makes me smile in a nostalgic way, because he's no longer here with us. So, yeah.
Thank you, Norbeliss, for having the courage to share your story with us. For the latest on Norbeliss, follow her on Instagram. See the link in the description. If you enjoyed meeting Norbeliss, like the video and subscribe to meet more people from around the world. If you'd like to share your story with Citizens of Soul, apply at citizensofsoul.com.